Hello, what's up, everyone? Today I decided to have some little fun. So, we're going to be going into the Chronicles of Darkness and making a tier list. These are personal opinions, and these are going to be more based on story potential rather than mechanics. Hopefully, anyone who watches this enjoys. I consider it lots of fun to do stuff like this. This is actually my very first ever tier list, so let's let's have some fun. First off is Changeling the Lost. Changeling the Lost, I actually have to say, is potentially my favorite game of all time. So it's got to be an S. It's absolutely S tier. The story potential that you have for Changeling, the themes of finding your way back home after enduring so much trauma from the Gentry is phenomenal to me. Demon the Descent, I'll give an A. It's basically you are a fallen angel who used to work for the God Machine, but you became unchained whenever you just kind of gained free will. It's a very, very kind of espionage Matrix like Terminator title. Uh, I like it. Matter of fact, I am getting the book hopefully by this weekend. Uh, I'm getting it from Drive Through RPG. Highly recommend anyone who wants these books use Drive Through RPG. They're absolutely amazing. They have not let me down. I've been getting my books, and I've only been using like standard shipping. Uh, I've been getting them in like the span of a week, and it says from 3 to 6 weeks to be expected, but get them in the span of a week. That to me, awesome. Deviant the Renegades. I have to give it a C. Once again, I do not have the book yet. I do plan on getting it. It's basically you are a lab rat, whether the organization kidnapped you, used magic or science on you, and the thing is, you managed to escape. So it's kind of like Changeling the Lost here, but they're going to try and get you back. The cool thing about it is the fact that the enemies are actually correspondent to kind of like your threat level. So if you have a low threat level, enemies won't be that hard to deal with. But if you're like super fucking powerful, yeah, the people who are after you, they are also going to be super powerful. Geist. Got to give Geist an A. I like the idea that it brings up, where it's kind of like Persona in the fact that like you have this kind of secondary character. You have the second aspect to you, which takes place uh, of your soul. You can do very much a type of like Persona 4 story with it. And I think a lot of people would say the same thing. It's very much like a Persona 4 story, except for where Persona 4 uses like sunshine, rainbows, and the color yellow everywhere. That's not really with Geist. Geist is a lot of dark blues. It's very gothic, moody to it, and that is something that I like. But you could do a murder mystery. You could do this idea. Oh, I have a second life, so I'm going to live to my fullest. Let's see. That's not mage. I believe, yeah, that's got to be hunter. Um, mage. I will give mage S tier. You can very much do like kind of a huge epic urban type fantasy with mage. You don't necessarily have to go the horror route. That's with any of these games, mind you. I don't necessarily go the horror route in my games. I do kind of like uh, bigger scope than just local. Mage, you can really do that. You have like different towers and realms. Uh, you have kind of like tiers. You have the fallen realm, which is just basic mortals, and then your supernal realm, where no one really goes to except for like I think the only type of people who are able to go to the supernal realm are archmages. You also have enemies who want to keep humanity chained. You've managed to awaken your powers as a mage. Cool stuff. Um, Hunter the Visual. It's very much supernatural in its first 5 seasons. I will give it an A. I liked Supernatural. I even like the later seasons. I know a lot of people are going to fucking rate me for that one. Trust me, they probably rate me because I like Kingdom Hearts too. Um, I'll give it an A in the idea like you are playing a regular person, but you have your agency and you have the ability to take on various, like all of the different supernatural creatures. Um, you can do small, kind of local stories. You could do uh, more regional stories with the compacts, and conspiracies is like fucking worldwide. Some of the conspiracies are fucking great. Like, I can tell you, I like the Ashwood Abbey because, yes, Mortals. It's Mortals is really vanilla, yes, but it's regular people. The idea of Mortals, I really, really like, and I do have the second edition with the God Machine Chronicle. Really, really, really like the idea of like ordinary people being put into extraordinary circumstances. I guess I'll have to give Hunter that too. Uh, Mummy, I have to give Mummy here. I just don't necessarily see that there's a lot of potential for like long-term chronicles for mummies, and I'm just not even that big of a fan of mummies in cons. In stories in general, I'm just to it. Um, the idea, like the mechanics of the game, I find super interesting. Where you start super fucking powerful day one, but over time through the chronicle, as you gain more remembrance, you actually lose your strength. I find that to be a really, really, really cool idea. I find it incredibly interesting with that, and it feels very much like a time travel story. Uh, I'll have I'll man, like there are a few of these books that I don't have. Um, Promethean S tier. Promethean, I really like since I've really enjoyed games that tackle a lot of like philosophical concepts about like what is humanity. This is the reason why Nier Automata is one of my top 10 video games of all time. Uh, Not even just that from Nier Automata, but the music is fucking amazing too. Weight of the World, whenever you're at the end of the game, hits like a truck. It's so good. But you can very much do tales of tragedy and make some really, really complex characters with Promethean. I do have the book pretty much with me as of even as of now. I got the second edition. I did not really get into Chronicles of Darkness until 2020, so there. Vampire the Requiem, I'll give it a B. Uh, it, it's not all the fault of its own. Second edition, uh, I consider it superior to first edition so far. Um, and they've, like, from what I understand, they took a lot of things from the second edition of Requiem and put it into Vampire the Masquerade 5e. I also have 5e. I'm getting second edition possibly this weekend as well. I ordered Demon and Vampire. I ordered at the same time, so they should be coming in together. Werewolf, also give it a B. Werewolf. No, actually no. I'll give it an A. Werewolf is really fucking interesting because the idea of like you're basically like you're trumpers for spirits, really. Like that is how I think of it. You're like, you know, people say build the wall and like build the fucking border, and I'm just like, eh, or what the Forsaken here. Um, but definitely, I do like some of the things that it brings up. I also kind of find it somewhat confusing. Uh, just with like any game, whenever I'm somewhat new to it, I'm trying to understand, the tie between like mechanics and story and how to explain it. Uh, and it's also very combat focused compared to any of the other games. That's not to say, you can't have like the social aspects. Um, I think one flaw that I might have with Werewolf, and this was from my understanding also apparent in in Werewolf the Apocalypse. It's your very personality once you change is also kind of affected to where you are like, you're the phase of the moon in which you change first affects your personality. So I don't really feel like you can go as complex as, say, Promethean or Changeling, or regular mortals or hunters. Uh, but that's just kind of how I see that. Mages are basically mortals plus, so yeah. Beast. Beast needs the second edition. Let's be honest here. Hello? Oh, shit. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, Beast needs a second edition, and they need to build the foundation to build a sympathetic villain. The way they were that they tried, it does not work here. There's no foundation for any form of sympathy for beasts. It's just not there. You were basically, it's Freddy Krueger, uh, in which you feed off of people's fear. Okay, how do you turn that into a fairly complex character? How do you add nuance? And they did not do that with Beast. I find that to be a bit of a fucking issue here. You know, like, this is. But either way, this is my tier list. Uh, I'll definitely say, still Changeling is my favorite tabletop game of all time. Love it to death. It's been with me thick and thin. Um, But yeah, I give these games S tier, as in like buy them now, play the fuck out of them. Matter of fact, this past Christmas I got one of my friends into I got Promethean. I do plan on getting Geists possibly in the next couple weeks. I have Werewolf. I got Mortals. I got Hunter. Um, I got Changeling, Demon, Vampire. Uh, Getting them. Beasts. Just from everything that I've heard and seen, it's not good. Um, if you want to go with like a headcanon kind of thing, just kind of homebrew, and take some of the lore out that doesn't necessarily gel with the idea of a sympathetic character. The, if they did that, Beast would probably be A or B, in my honest opinion. Mummy, it's got a really good idea with like the idea of you starting at like max power and then over time, uh, losing power. I like that. Um, Deviants, it's 11 from Stranger Things, the X-Men, stuff like that. I like that. Uh, cool stuff. Vampire, it's vampire. What else can I say? You're a blood sucking parasite, and you're trying to survive, but you don't feel emotions like you once did whenever you were supposed like actually alive. Like these games, uh, really love the Chronicles of Darkness. I might have an explanation of like for like Changeling the Dreaming. I think a lot of people kind of misunderstand what makes Changeling the Dreaming dark. But yeah, so this is the tier list uh, for my Chronicle. This is my Chronicles of Darkness tier list. Hopefully everyone enjoys. This is WB Rooks. Peace out.